It's time to talk about what's going on in America. It's time to talk about what's going on in the workforce and in the homes of the American middle class. It's time to talk about the status and the future of today's economy. It's time to talk labor with your host, Jerry Williams Sr.
And this is Talk Labor, and this is the place where you come to talk. And by talking, you can get a lot done. You know, your mama, your daddy always told you that the squeaky wheel gets the oil. And if you keep your mouth shut, ain't nothing gonna happen. But you're gonna have some problems. We got a lot of stuff going on today. I got my guest today, Mr. Ronald Roach, who is my research engineer and a very active person in the political field. We're going to be talking about labor. We're going to be talking about all kinds of things going on today. So we want you to stay with us. We want to thank you again for putting us to the top. This is Talk Labor. You put us right to the top. We got some great shows here, and y'all run us right up to the top there. And hey, man, all blessings go out. Now, you know I always tell you this. If you got something to say it. Don't bury your head in the sand. Don't pretend like it's not happening. If you see something that you think is racist, say it's racist. If it's not racist, don't holler race. But if you think that, say it. Because if you don't say it, it can and will become a quiet injustice that can destroy you, your family, and everybody around you. So open your mouth and talk. Now, I want to get to some of the things we're going to do. Next week, we're going to have on a tremendous array of stars. We're going to have young people on that are entrepreneurs. We're going to have Mr. T.O. Williams on. We're going to have T-Star, who's another great, this young lady, you're going to be shocked at what she do. Danny Joe, who has a dance studio. As a matter of fact, she's going to be a co-host on this show for me, and dealing with young entrepreneurs. Because all you all see on television is somebody drove by and shot somebody. When there's 1,000 young entrepreneurs out there doing what they do to make this world a better place. You don't see that, but you will be seeing it in the future on this show, on the Talk Labor show, okay? But you're gonna see all that. Today, we're gonna talk about some things that, oh man, you know, some of the things remember I told you that these people treat dogs better than they do black people. I'll run that first clip on that first segment. You'll see what I'm talking about. We're going to get right into this.
And tongue. The Charleston Animal Society and Veterinarian Clinic says she's expected to make a full recovery, thankfully. William Dotson, by the way, is charged with animal abuse. Police say he taped Caitlin's mouth because she was barking too much. This breaks my heart. He's now out on a $50,000.
That's what I'm talking about. That first clip that shows you that this brother was charged with, you know, putting some tape on the dog's mouth. But they put him in jail, gave him a $50,000 bond, and told him, get out if you can. And, you know, I'm not a person I'm not cruel to animals. You know, the dog was barking, maybe should have gave him some food or something instead of taping him. But you don't do that. Don't lock nobody up like that. Have you ever seen that before in your life? Well, let me show you another clip. Remember I told you that the policemen in Chicago, as soon as we started getting the films in, go back and look at the archives on this show. Yeah, I started this whole road cop. Wasn't nobody paying attention to it. But I said that policemen in Chicago, once we start seeing films, you're going to see what they do. You all remember I told you last week, and I showed you last week, where they shot this little 16-year-old kid. They shot him almost 20 times. He was on the ground, dead. This guy was still shooting him. He didn't have a gun. He didn't have anything. They paid the family over $5 million before they even went to court because they knew they had saw the films. It was a film on that, but they never let anybody see it. And they still won't let you see it. They still won't let you see it because it's so horrific. That what they did to this young black guy, this little kid. But anyway, and I told you that this guy Well, I'm going to let you see this. Just look at what these cops are doing to this man, kicking him and standing on him here in Chicago.
Audi caught on cell phone video tonight. Chicago police confirmed they are investigating 11th district officers caught on video apparently kicking and stepping on a man on Sunday at Homan and Van Buren. Police said the officers will be disciplined if department procedures and guidelines were not.
Now, did they look like a bunch of mad dogs? And I say that, and I say it with, I don't say it with malice. I'm telling you the truth. This is why I tell you, say it. Don't be afraid to say it. They're stomping on this man, kicking him, standing up on him, trying to, their best to kill him. Like they tried to kill Howard Morgan. You know, we talked about that when we get into Howard Morgan. But here's the one I want to get to, this clip here. You remember I told you this guy, Kendham? Hold that clip for a second. I was telling you this guy, Kendham, for the police department, would always say, hey, they shot, he started running and he turned around and shot at our officers and we shot and killed him. He turned around and pointed something looked like a gun. We shot and killed. They tell the same damn story every week. They got so comfortable with it, they didn't change the story. They were too lazy to change the story. Too lazy to change the story. Well, we caught him in his damn lies. We caught him in his lies. You can run that clip now and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Disturbing dashcam video emerges of a Chicago police officer opening fire at a car filled with black teens. CBS 2's Dana Kozlov spoke to the editor of the magazine that obtained the video. Dana.
Rob, the video is from an almost 2-year-old case. There was a lawsuit. It's been settled and pending settlement approval, but this video has never been seen publicly. But Chicago Reporter's editor says they put it out there now for a reason. This is the video a retired judge wanted people to see. It's of a Chicago police officer opening fire on a car full of teenagers as they back away from a traffic stop in December 2013. And then there he is. 2 of the teenagers were hurt. Chicago Reporter's editor and publisher Susan Richardson says Judge Andrew Berman was so incensed by the police dash cam video, he wanted people to view it. He presented us with the video because he thought people needed to see it and understand it. Back in 2013, Fraternal Order of Police spokesperson Pat Camden says the officer opened fire because he was concerned a passenger apparently exiting the car might be dragged. Richardson says this video shows that wasn't the case. She calls this a snapshot of what's happening with police and the public around the country, especially in African American communities. But it's also an issue of fiscal responsibility, she says. The families in this case sued, and she says a $360,000 settlement is pending.
Now, $360,000 settlement is pending. That's your tax dollar. Because this damn fool was just shooting at these kids as if he was shooting at some kind of target practice. He was so casual with the way that he was shooting. Did you see that? And they also took him out of service. They saw this film. Now, they saw this dash cam. They took him out and put him on paid leave. Desk duty. Paid leave. Damn it, when do we wake up? America, I'm talking black, white, and everybody. When do we wake up? These cops are here to protect, not to attack. And you had some saying that if we can't do what we want to do, we won't service at all. Fire them. Get rid of them and get people that will. Because you're here to protect us, not to attack us. And you see what happens to those kids. I mean, thank God the little kid, whoever was driving, had sense enough to drive the hell away. Look at that. Think about that, folks. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. And you know what to do. You know what my answer to all this garbage is. Vote. Get them out. You got this clown running around down here in Springfield, Bruce Rauner, who's running an ad trying to attack Madigan and Cullerton and trying to make them look bad. And he's, I'm just here to save you all. And those guys are, the hell with you, man. We know you. You can't fool us. You can't fool nobody here. You might as well go take your millions and get over there with Scott Walker and the rest of those guys. Not going to work here in Illinois. Now, I tell you what. Those are the rogue cops that I showed you, but you got good cops. You got good cops. They put on a fair here every year for the kids. I want you to run the next clip, if you would. These are the policemen. And right in the middle there's T.L. Williams. He's going to be on my show next week. And he performs, he comes and works with them and performs, and he works with kids too. But these police officers here are beautiful. They do a lot for the community. They have little fairs where they have stars come in and, you know, say hello to the kids. That's T.L. with the little girl that they had. It was just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So let you know that all policemen are not like that. Just these jackasses that you see. These jackasses that you see. Well, listen, what I'm going to do, we're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to come right back because we got some good stuff for you that I think you're going to enjoy. So we're going to take this commercial, and we're going to come right back.
06. Over 20 years of armed security experience. The very best in shopping mall security, inventory watch, find missing loved ones, investigative open legal cases, community policing. Are you taking a vacation this summer? For peace of mind, you need our House Watch service, cheetah surveillance, and much more. International Detective and Protective Services. 1-773-675-8506. That's 1-773-675-8506. Call now.
Golden's Tropical World. Come to Golden's Tropical World for tropical fish of all sizes, colors, and types, and other small animals like iguanas and birds from all over the world. There are beautiful tanks, pet supply needs, including dog and cat foods, and expert consultation. Check out Golden's Tropical World, 8611 South Ashland Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Call ahead, 773-239-8809. Your pet shop.
We're back. And there's one thing I want to say, and you all can say what you want to about this. Now, if somebody, you know, steals and do something wrong, I think they should be punished for whatever they do. Now, this next clip I got, this young lady here, I'm sorry, it just tickled me. And I'm going to tell you another thing, the reason why I wanted to get this little clip in, because when people say, well, you know, you shouldn't use the word, black people shouldn't use the word nigger, if nobody else can use it. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you a scenario why we do this. There's a comedian, his name is Arnez J. And he talks about how they were standing in the store and they're watching this black guy stealing his coat. You know, they were like, he's talking to the party, hey man, that nigger finna get that coat. He finna get that coat. And the guy got the coat and he said, run nigger, run nigger, run nigger. Now, that was funny for him to do it that way because you can't say, run brother, run brother. That's not funny. Or run Negro, that's not funny. But when you say, run nigger, see, it's just I don't know, unless you're black, I don't think you understand that. You know, but anyway, this next clip, this lady, I saw her committing a crime. I'm like, get it, girl. And I caught myself, oh, Lord. But if she get caught, she should go, you know, do whatever she has to do. Watch this clip here. This is funny.
Management wanted to find out, so they checked out their surveillance video. What they found was chilling. A woman hiding behind a door inside the business office. CBS 2's Mike Parker has more from South Suburban Lansing.
A woman came into Santori's Liquors along with 6 other people who themselves had a role to play. It all began when the woman apparently picked the lock to the office. A heavyset woman in a blue shirt somehow manages to slip into the office area in the back of the store and begins searching for loot. She looks in what appears to be a safe or file cabinet. At one point, a female employee of the store walks in, and the thief hides behind the door. The employee may have been stashing more money in the office. She leaves, and the thief grabs the cash and stuffs it into that bright blue shirt. Then she grins at the camera and walks out into the store. Police believe the 6 others who were in the store while the heist was underway were working together to distract the...
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be laughing at that, but that was funny. That was funny. I got my guest on with me today. And he's over here laughing too. I mean, if she get caught, she's supposed to go to jail. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever happens. But that was funny the way it happened. Brother Ronnie Rose, Ronnie, what you think about that?
Hey, Jerry.
That was funny.
Hey, that was comical.
She had that funny. She had that money once the lady came in and she walked away and, got behind the door.
Yes, she did.
Like, you only see this. You don't see this.
But that took a touch of genius to think of something like that, man. It had to be.
She looked like somebody I know. Almost turned her in.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, man, that was so funny. That was so funny. But we get back to some serious things. One of the things I want to talk about is what the Republicans, they don't do anything. This president has done so much. And these guys haven't done anything. So what I want to do is get to some of the things that they haven't done. And one is build this infrastructure. They haven't done that, folks, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I want to show this clip in Minnesota, what happened with this bridge when it collapsed in Minnesota. This is terrible.
It came down and slammed down onto the piece of concrete and whipped me backwards.
That to me, Brother Roach, that to me is ridiculous. So many people died when that bridge collapsed like that. And these guys got our tax dollars, but they won't spend it like they're supposed to for the people that actually pay the taxes.
Right.
They're giving it to their corporate friends.
Right.
And they're telling you, you got to buckle up and pull yourself up by your bootstrap. But these people are dying because they're not doing what they're supposed to do. What do you do for that?
Vote. Take them out.
Take them out.
You show them better. See, I can show you better than I can tell you. Mm-hmm. We have to learn to stop. If you keep doing the same thing over and over, looking for different results, that's the definition of insanity. Mm-hmm. You keep putting these people in office, mm-hmm. and they keep doing the same thing to you over and over and over, because they really think you're stupid. They really don't think you know any better.
Well, you are stupid if you keep putting them in there.
Yeah.
They're right.
Right. But show them this time.
There you go. You can do it. You can do it. It's an easy thing to do. Go pull the lever.
That's all.
Sign up. Get yourself registered. And, go out and vote. That's how we win, folks. That's how we win. Now, what we're going to do, Roach, we're going to go into a segment with the sports. Of course, the Golden State Warriors stepped all over Cleveland.
Yes, they did.
And they beat the greatest player in the world. That's what he said. He's the greatest player in the world, So they stepped on him.
Yes, they did.
Blackhawks won, of course. I'm not a Blackhawks fan. And all this hoopla, more power to him. But here's the thing. Serena Williams, did you see? Nobody saw the French Open. Because, they showed it on TV, but they're off hours. Nobody knows what this young lady is doing. She's won her 20th Grand Slam. There's only one person in front of her, Steffi Graf, with 2. And she's going to get her. Steffi has 22. And Serena's only about 31 years old.
Right.
She is a champion. Can we show that clip just a short clip with Serena? Just watch this.
This morning, women's final at the French Open, Serena Williams and Lucy Safarova. Safarova broke Williams in the opening game of the third and led 2-love, but then Serena swung the momentum. She would win the final 6 games to capture her 3rd French Open and 20th Grand Slam.
Now that's my girl. That's my girl. We call her. I call her my daughter because she got the last name I do.
Right.
And I'm trying to,
hang
her on.
I understand.
My wife and I said, "That's our daughter."
Yeah.
And Venus was my daughter. She kept dropping out.
Yeah.
I made her my niece.
I got you. I understand.
But one of the things I want to say in sport, one of the things I really love that just happened recently, I like horse racing. I like watching it. I don't bet too much, and the most beautiful race I've ever seen in my life, 3, was Secretariat.
Yeah.
Back in the 70s. That was a beautiful horse, man, But I was watching this horse this year. And, American Favorite.
American Pharaoh, yeah.
He won the Kentucky Derby, which is a tough thing to do. Then he won the Preakness. Now, Kentucky Derby and the Preakness is kind of short, a mile and something, then, you know. But then the Belmont State, they say you got to be a man to run that. That horse got to be, you know, he's a speed horse, but he don't have the power to run that. But his owner said, oh, yes, he do. And so when they got him out there, oh, man, it was a beautiful, I was pulling for him. I was really pulling for him. But for those of you who didn't see that race, we want to thank CBS for allowing us to show this. But this is clip number 3. Give us clip number 3.
Well, Tom, as predicted, the crowd noise out here is deafening as American Pharoah makes his way to the starting gate. I think you saw in the warm-up, they took him to the backside and left him back there, just walked him around the turn. But now that it's time to approach the starting gate, they've gone ahead and brought him up, and the crowd noise has picked up. And I think all these horses are going to be wishing they had American Pharoah's earplugs here in just about 30 seconds when they start the load, because it gets very loud, Tom.
And what must Bob Baffert be thinking? His whole family with him for the first time. His 4th chance at a Triple Crown. And the Zayats, who wanted so much to win the Derby, they've been second 3 times, and now here they are with a chance at a Triple Crown. Sometimes controversial and
we're going to get that in just 1 second, because we want to try to show that race. Man, that is a monster race. That horse, American Pharoah.
Yes, sir.
You know, I like it because the family was saying that, you know, he is like a human. He's not like other horses. Other horses try to bite and kick. So no, he just is cool, you know. And I said, he ain't just like another human. He's a homie, man. He's cool, right. Jack. When he struts, you know. But can you imagine what he's worth right now?
No.
Ooh. Oh, man, he's like, we're going to see if we can get that clip going again. It's going to be great if we can get it going again, because, you know, if we don't, we'll get it before we leave out of here. But that horse is just magnificent, magnificent. And this is something we want to try to get to, Brother Roach. I don't think we'll be able, I don't know if we'll be able to get that, but if we do, we're going to talk about it. If not,
okay,
you may just move on.
Right.
But, you know, one of the things about this horse, when he comes out of the gate, they like for him to get out front. Now, if you ever watch horse racing and you know, even the harness racing, the horse that goes to the front usually gets run down.
Right.
You know, and this big fella here showed people what he had. Belmont Stakes is 1.5 miles. You know, and you got to have some wind.
Yes, you do.
To go 1.5 miles. 1.5 miles. So this horse just did, I mean, he did some tremendous things. Tremendous things. But we want to get back to, let's talk about some of the things that happened. Like, recently we had some shark attacks.
2 little children.
Mm-hmm.
12 years old?
12 and 16, I believe. Yeah. And, you know, it really was devastating. I don't know if I could ever go in the water again after seeing a shark. You know, what do you think about that?
Well, I think what's so devastating, they weren't used to sharks in that area. Mm-hmm. You know, and that, I think I don't know what's happening now, you know, because where they were, I don't think they had ever had a shark attack there before.
Yeah. But you have shark attacks all the time.
Right.
I mean, it's like, you know, people, you know, the mayor of that town was saying, well, it's safe, but they just spotted 2 more sharks.
Right.
He wants to make that money. People have just got too greedy in this country. Yeah. I think capitalism, as we know it today, will destroy this country if we don't change it. Capitalism is great, but the way it is today, these people are so greedy now. They will cut your grandmother's throat to get to that money. So, you know, I don't know if we have that clip on the Sharks in the segment 3, the first clip, but that's disturbing. I saw the little girl with her hand bitten off, and it was.
One youth lost a leg.
Yeah,
one of the children lost a leg.
In North Carolina,
Cleaning the ambulance right away.
stunned beachgoers desperately calling for help.
Are any of the fingers completely amputated? It looks like her entire hand is gone.
We're now learning the name of the victim, 12-year-old Kirsten Yao. Her hand was severed, her leg also severely bitten.
The left arm is completely missing and also a bite to the left leg, weak pulse.
It was just a nightmarish scene altogether.
Vacationer Steve Bowser took these pictures of Good Samaritans working to stop Kirsten from bleeding out. He says it was like a horror movie.
It was like a scene out of Jaws. Everybody's yelling, "Get out of the water, get out of the water."
Then, 90 minutes later, the unthinkable happens. Another attack, just 2 miles down Oak Island Beach near Wilmington. The victim this time, another youngster, 16-year-old Hunter Treschel. Witnesses say he screamed, "Is this real? Is this a movie?" as they dragged him from the water. Both victims were rushed to the same hospital. Both have lost their arms. The attacks come just 2 days after a 13-year-old had a close encounter with a shark on the same beach. These are the bite marks on her boogie board. She escaped with minor injuries. The local fire chief is stunned.
I've been here 16 years. This is the first time something as major as this has happened.
This is the time of year when thousands of sharks migrate up the East Coast in search of cooler waters. As the summer approaches and the beaches get more and more packed with swimmers, there are ways you can protect in the city.
Wow, that is something. That is something. You know, I guess I'm just kind of concerned. You know, if you see that shark coming to the screen there, I was about to run then, you know what I mean? I'm not going to get in the water again. It's not that necessary.
No.
The only time I would get in water is to take a bath.
That's right, in a bathtub.
And wouldn't fill that all the way up. Because, you know, but, you know, I can't tell people what to look at that. And you down there playing with something like that, man? No, no. Can't do it. Can't do it. Well, listen, I don't know if we're going to be able to get that film on Secretariat, but American Pharaoh. If we don't get it this week, we can get it next week. But I want to say we're going to try it again. We should watch this. This is magnificent.
American Pharaoh, but he will be sent to the lead by Victor Espinosa, so he waits no longer. Right to the front for American Pharaoh in the race to the first turn, but he did not come out of the gate all that well. Frosted is away running in second position. Materiality is third to the outside. A ground-saving run for Mutahij, who's right behind American Pharaoh into that first turn that made from Lucky. Keen Ice, Palin Bird, and the trailer is Fermento. The opening quarter mile was 24 seconds flat. A sensible fraction for American Pharaoh, who leads the way on that sweeping first turn here at Belmont Park. And Materiality is kept close by John Velasquez, running in second position. Mutahij, Frosted, and Keen Ice are right there. Keen Ice is not far behind at all. He's 2 lengths off the lead. Then it's Made from Lucky. It's 4 lengths more back to Taylor Verve and Fermento, a 48 and 4.5 mile. So it continues to be a moderate tempo up the backstretch here. And it is American Pharaoh who leads the way by 3/4 of a length. And Materiality keeps the pressure on in second. Mutahij is third on the inside. And then comes Keen Ice in fourth. Frosted is fifth. Made from Lucky, ridden along to keep up with the field. He's sixth, and he's 4.5 lengths off of American Pharaoh. Fermento and Taylor Verve are at the back of the pack. So, American Pharaoh is halfway home in the Belmont. 3/4 went at 1:13 and 2/5 seconds. And he begins his run into the far turn. 3/4 of a length ahead of Materiality in second. And that's Keen Ice on the outside of Mutahij. Frosted in traffic behind them. And then Made from Lucky on the outside. Around the far turn. And American Pharaoh continues to lead the way. He's on top by 3/4 of the length. Muhtahij is off the rail, and now he's a length behind in second. And American Pharoah kicks away. American Pharoah has opened up a 2-length lead as they come to the top of the stretch. And Frosted has moved up into second, and they're into the stretch. And American Pharoah makes his run for glory as they come into the final furlong. Frosted is second with 1/8 of a mile to go. American Pharoah's got a 2-length lead. Frosted is all out at the 16th pole. And here it is. The 37-year wait is over. American Pharoah is finally the one. American Pharoah has won the Triple Crown.
Did the big fella do it?
Yes, he did.
You see all those people out there? Ooh, wait. But I like the way the big fella jumped out front.
Come out the gate.
He said, catch me if you can.
Come out the gate.
And it looked like he was just playing with him in the beginning. You know, he was like, okay, come on up here.
Now,
you come, I'm going to run.
Now, know the good thing about it is he don't have to run no more.
Right.
He don't ever have to race again.
That's the best athlete in the world.
He don't have
All he got to do now is just make love.
Make babies. At $600,000 a pop.
We're going to get ready to wrap this up.
Okay.
But what I want to do, we're going to talk about, we're going to have Gus Redmond on, and he's a part of Shot Sound Records. I'm the president of Shot Sound Records now. We'll talk about that later. But Gus Redmond is one of the guys. I'm going to have him on the show within the next 2 weeks with Carl Davis. And Carl Davis was to Chicago what Barry Gordy was to Detroit.
Right.
Carl Davis's first artist was Gene Chandler.
Right.
Duke of Earl.
Right.
Remember that?
Uh-huh.
Rainbow 69.
Right.
His last artist was, guess who? T.L. Williams.
That's right.
That was his last artist. So show that clip. You see the Gene Chandler, and you're going to see T.L. Williams, the first and the last artist of Carl Davis when he was alive. We're going to see if we can get that clip. Mr. Sanders. There you go. That's Gene Chandler, the Duke of Earl. And this is T.L. Williams saying, I got more money than you. I'm getting more money than you. T.L. Williams is doing great. Guy's in 3 movies now. He's got songs. He's writing hits. He's scoring for everybody, scoring for himself. We're going to have him on to talk about how did you do that, young man? How did you do it? He's headed out to New York, Florida, California. He's Kenneth Cole with the cologne, Kenneth Cole, and the clothing line and the shoe. Invited TL and his band out. They're going to be out in California. They're going to be at Martha's Vineyard. That's on the island. They're going to spend the time with Kenneth Cole and at his estate. They're going to be on his estate, and they're going to play. They're performing twice, but they're going to be out there for about a week, and they're going to just hang out. And hey, man, see if we can't get some flip-flops and roll with it.
Yeah, that work.
Rosie, listen, we didn't get a chance to get into a lot of things, but next week we're going to have a lot. And again, thanks for all the assistance that you give.
It's a pleasure.
We gave this a little bit. We talked more about road cops today, but we'll be talking about labor because we got some serious labor things coming up within the next 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And we got some issues that people want to hear about.
Right.
I got one issue. I had a retiree that he's on the dialysis machine, and he wasn't paying anything. But I understand that the retirement department changed insurances. Now he has to pay $400 for.
Right.
This is what he's telling me. So I'm investigating that for him.
Right.
And once I get that information, I'm going to let him know what the facts are, because he shouldn't be any changes at all.
I got a call from a person, the same thing.
Did you?
Yeah, they have to pay for medicine that they weren't paying for. Now they have to pay.
Okay. Well, we're going to have answers for this brother on our next week's show, and also for the person that you're talking about,
Right.
because I already alerted the pension office. I need to know that information. They're going to give it to me, and we're going to do this. We're going to come back next week, and like I said, we're going to have a whole host of artists and young entrepreneurs next week, Roach. And
Okay.
see if you can find us a job, man. Because these kids got money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll look.
They get more money than you. Okay. On that note, we'll see you next week at Talk Labor with Jerry Williams.
All right.
Thanks again, buddy.
Okay.
It's time to talk about what's going on in America. It's time to talk about what's going on in the workforce and in the homes of the American middle class. It's time to talk about the status and the future of today's economy. It's time to talk labor with your host, Jerry Williams Sr.